Here we go.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Chevy John don't come for you? Tell me what you wanna do, what you gonna do.
Florida man standing in his sunroof while driving his Cadillac down I-40.
What you gonna do, what you gonna do when they come for you?
Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis, and of course, keeping it real when it comes to theme parks. So welcome to my channel. This is the Welcome to Florida live stream where we kick back and just laugh at the second craziest state in the union, everything from crazy stories to history to news about theme parks. It's just all about Florida on the show. Home of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So you all knew that. So without further ado, let me bring up the rest of our panel. We got Fat Steven and we got Culture Casino. How are you guys doing?
Ooh, I'm doing very well. I hope Steven is well as well.
I'm Steven. I'm doing well. I actually am. I'm good. Yeah, I'm really good. Cool. Other than waking up and realizing the temperature dropped 15 degrees and it felt like an Arctic blast. And I was like,
Oh, we're actually supposed to get some of that down here, I heard.
It threw me off, and I slept in because it was the first time I had the blanket around me. When you get the blankets cold, right? You say, screw this, back to bed, blanket around, go back to bed. And then you wake, it was good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm great. I'm actually happy. Yeah, I'm good. I'm mumbling.
Yeah, we're supposed to, Brock's supposed to get, supposedly, a cool front to come down through here. Just supposed to drop the temperature like 15 degrees. So it's supposed to go, I guess, into the upper 60s, mid 60s, which means Floridians are going to start looking for their puffer jackets and everything.
Oh yeah, they are. It's because they walk around looking like they're in like the deep Arctic Circle. It's like
I know they're like, it's so cold. It's so cold. I'm
right.
like, what are you talking about? This is the kind of weather that Northerners love to come down to for Christmas, because it's like, oh, I just got my light sweater on and a cup of hot chocolate or coffee, and this is great. So yeah, it's gonna be funny watching that happen. The seasons don't really change. Like the oak trees here are kind of drop some of their leaves, but for the most part, everything's like still green. So I have to keep reminding myself, is it really fall? Is it really? Is it really? Well, it has to be fall because everybody's going into the likes of like Marshalls and Home Goods and all those other places and buying up all the fall decor. Which is kind of nuts. But let's see, folks. We have you wonderful, wonderful people in here in the chat. So welcome so much to the show. So let's see. Who do we have? We have Rogue Disney, who says howdy to everyone. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Jealous the Reina Creole. Haven't tried Jaleo yet. Jaleo was okay. It was okay. It's a have you been to Jaleo Culture?
No, not yet. I think that was one of the places I was supposed to be eating on this trip that I'm not doing to do Hollywood Horror Nights with you all. So I'm kind of bummed. But we will be there. We'll be there in November, and we're going to make a brief stop. We're going to make a brief stop in the Cleveland area for a night to visit with some of our fellowship, some of our community people that are in our group of humans. Almost said the bad word, but and then of course obviously Florida for 5 or 6 days, and I'll obviously get my theme parking in and get my work in that I need to do too. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaleo's a tapas restaurant, so it's very interesting with the small plates and and all that.
Yeah, how do you compare it to Wine Bar George, which I think is one of the best tapas places there is?
I have not been to Wine Bar George yet. That's going to be the next one well, it's probably going to be a while before I go to that one, because let's see, I went to Jaleo. I am supposed to go to Oh crap, what's that place called? The 50th anniversary dinner up at California Grill. And then after that, I'm doing La Hacienda de San Angel. So Wine Bar George, I may wind up sneaking in there somewhere.
think
I have to see.
I think you'll enjoy it. I think it's because it is very good. The tapas are top notch. They have I try a little bit of everything. That's all I can say because you
Mhm.
won't go wrong with anything. So
Hey, Stone Cold Jeremy, for $5. Thank you so very much, my dear. I appreciate that. Always seeing you over there on Justin Proper stream. So thanks for popping over here. He says, "Cheers. Hope everyone is having a good weekend." Oh, absolutely. Having a great weekend. So yeah, I went to a Jaleo restaurant, which was it was good. I have sometimes I have to forget that when you go to some of these restaurants that are like they're like heavily Spanish style restaurants and they're not Creole restaurants. It's kind of like the origin of certain dishes, but not the ones that you're used to. And it's like, okay, don't be too remiss to say, folks, you need to kick it up with the spice level. But other than that, I had a good time. They had these croquettes that tasted like just the ones like my mom would make. So it was really good. Oh, and their sangria is good. A little light on the juice, but it's good. It's good. It's very good. And not too far from the Candy Cauldron, which is a very disrespectful candy store. So I'm gonna have to do a live stream on that one day because yeah, I went there when I shouldn't have and did it
Anything
anyway.
good?
And hmm?
Anything good?
Oh good God. Everything. And it's themed like the evil the evil witch from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs
Mm-hmm.
when she has the apple.
oh
That's
my
how the
gosh,
whole place is themed. I feel like putting a sign that says, "Don't you dare mess with this place," because
uh,
that's what it's themed after.
wow.
It's just fun, and of course there's lots of apples in there, lots of candy apples. So
Mm.
it's fun. I can't wait to get video of it. We have Dylan Campbell in here with us who says, "How does St. Augustine compare to New Orleans or any other city in America that is super haunted for that matter?" True story. The architecture, as you know it, in New Orleans right now is actually Spanish architecture. So the architecture styles are somewhat similar, although in St. Augustine, because you had the British period for about 20 years, there are a couple of British changes. But the same haunted tours. St. Augustine, New Orleans, Savannah. Supposedly those three cities are competing in the South for the most, the most haunted. But I haven't been on a haunted tour yet in St. Augustine. I have seen the ones given in New Orleans, and I did see the ones that were given in Savannah. One guy was doing it. He was driving a hearse around, like I think he'd hollowed out the back of it. So that's what people were riding in around town. It was kind of the South is interesting with its ghost stories. And we have Zachary at 315 says, "Howdy, Lorena, Fat Steven, Culture Casino, and chat. Always good seeing you, my dear." And we have Arwen Avalon, my other Southern Belle, who says, "Hey, y'all, hope you're having a great Sunday." Well, we are having a great Sunday, especially hanging out here with you amazing folks. Let's see, we have Darth Haster who says, "Hello, everyone. Hope all is well." Well, all is well, Darth Haster. Thank you for being here and thank you for being a channel member. I appreciate that. We got Dave Myers who says, "Hello, chat." Well, hello to you. We have Teresa, Miss Martin Muse is here with us, waving, and that beautiful, beautiful rose that she always gives to people. Love that. And we have Soul Assassin who says, "Howdy, y'all." Howdy to you too. Good seeing you. Is that Ghost Cornholio
Yeah,
as an
yeah,
avatar?
Skeleton,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. Skeleton, yeah, skeleton, yeah.
Oh my God, I crack up. I think it was Mary who had not heard of that before. I had to get the video. I had to pull it up on YouTube to show her about the Great Cornholio. I'm like, "Oh, you don't know that routine?" We have the Islington girl here who's waving. Of course, has a Gator one and a bin chicken. Oh my gosh. I Of course I'm driving around. There's like so many of them around. They're like Canadian geese. They just take their time crossing the street and they flock your car.
I don't have a car.
Hmm? It doesn't it doesn't matter even if you're walking, they will still come up to you like you owe them money or something. They're just like the weirdest thing. Now I have lizards that hang outside my house waiting for me, to come out. Let's see. We have Mr. Dragon. Hello with the hugs. It's my favorite people. Had a busy day today, and I'm ready for spooky story. I myself into this place, haunted places since watching Ghost Hunters. Yeah, and one of the places that we're going to talk about that's in St. Augustine, actually, yeah, was on an episode of Ghost Hunters, which I haven't seen yet, but I heard that they were on it. So we have Ancient One who says, hello, Reina Creole, Fat Steven Seagal, Culture Casino, and everyone. Well, good to see you too, Ancient One, as well.
Hello.
And there's CJ. It says, hey, all, how you doing, CJ? Good to see ya. I'd be like, when does the pool reopen? Oh, for the temperature drop. Hey, Randy Scribner. Let's see. It's 52 outside and I'm in shorts. Yeah, that sounds like Canadians. Because that's what happens here in Florida when it drops to between like 50, 40 degrees. Philly people have sweaters on, but the folks from like Michigan or, Minnesota or Canada, they're out with like shorts on. It's such a funny thing to see. Hey, man, Squatch, it says, hey, well, hello to you. Hello to you. Leaves are barely starting to change up here in Ontario. Yeah, there aren't many trees here in Central Florida that will change with the seasons. The oak trees is one of them. Some of the other trees will start to lose their leaves eventually, but it doesn't happen until, like, I kid you not, like December, January. Let's see. We have Sam McCabe who says, hey, everyone. Hope you're all well. It's either Wave and then the koala. How are ya? Friends from down under there. And this, oh, man, I swear this just jumped on me. Okay. Yep. Hope you're all well. Well, we are well. We're absolutely doing well. Shellback, having 4 seasons is overrated. Yes. Yes, it is. Although I love fall. That's the one season that it seems most Northerners miss when they move to Florida. It's like spring, yeah, okay, whatever. Winter, no, we don't want to deal with that. But fall, we freaking absolutely, we love fall. We love fall. Let's see. We have Cavitano Cavalryman. Che, good evening, everyone. Got an advertisement for Indonesia. Really? Huh. Sadly, Culture Casino will not be traveling there soon. Well, what's up with Indonesia?
Oi. Culture?
I was muted. Oh, I was talking. I would love to travel Indonesia, but I am not going to be going to Asia for quite a bit. So yeah. Unfortunately, I had planned for my 50th birthday to travel
I know.
I was going to travel all over Asia. The Indonesia would have been a great place to visit as well. I'm not sure that was actually on the itinerary, but I love you guys know I like to do scuba diving and adventure travel, and I can't do that. I can't do that right now, at least not in certain parts of the world. So. Right.
Islington girl, thank you so much for being a channel member. Sounds like they get your hooks into you at Candy Cauldron. Yes, they do. They really do. There's so many like tasty things in there because all the tasty stuff combined with the theming is it's perfect. Caramel apples better than candy apples. I guess for some people, I like the traditional hard shell candy apple. That's just my favorite. St. Augustine has some hidden food gems, plus Metro Diner is just in Palm Coast. Yes, St. Augustine has a lot of hidden food gems, especially in some buildings that have been there since like the 1700s. Columbia Restaurant is one of my favorites, and there's a couple hole in the walls, and there's a British pub one, the Public House, I think. And my other favorite's the Cracker Cafe, which has the best key lime pie. Really good. And they have Gator nuggets there too. Hey, Ryan Dyer, good to see you. Good to see you. It's Ghost Holio. Ghost Holio. Yep. Let's see.
So great.
So many of you amazing people in here. Hello, Griffin Turbo. Says, hey, yo, chat. Hey, yo, chat. And let's see. Brett Cohen says that Bali is opening back up. Oh, okay. Bali's beautiful. I've always seen like pictures and stuff like that of Bali. If they have candy corn, I'm out. I have not seen candy corn in the candy cauldron. The closest that I've seen to it is they called it a candy corn pie, but it's not actually made out of candy corn. It's made out of Rice Krispie treats.
They just dye different colors, right?
Yep.
So
So
there's
it just
nothing
makes
wrong
you,
with candy corn.
makes
There's
you look
nothing
makes you look like that. Oh yeah, especially the ones made from honey. That's what I love.
Mhm.
Hello, Snortapoopus Cuber says hello, humans and other critters. I was in the Coca-Cola store today in downtown Disney and saw some Coca-Cola Bear merchandise. So I thought of you, dude, when I saw that. It was so cool to see that. The ganachery is dangerous too. I have not been in the ganachery. Amaret's Bakery is polite. It's not disrespectful like
Boo.
Gideon's Bakehouse.
You need disrespectful locations.
Yes. I would love to go to Kate Arwin. I'd love to go to Candy Cauldron, but only if it's extra disrespectful. Oh yeah. Everything in the cases. Let's see. Big Mickey cookie that big. Showed you guys a picture of that. All of the candy and caramel, different kinds of apples that they have. Slushies. And I swear there's one that looks like that tastes like a Jolly Rancher. That they have slushies, candy you can get off the wall. It's what did I have? I had like a marshmallow Mickey dipped in white chocolate. I think I had like a half an inch of white chocolate around all of it, and it was rolled in like sprinkles and
Well,
it took a while to come down from the sugar high after that, but I'm like,
Awesome.
oh yeah, plus a line out the door. Let's see. Rogue Disney. I have to read up actually on that Disney Cruise Line story. I haven't been on a Disney Cruise Line in like 15 years. I'm just not a cruise person. If I'm on a ship, it either needs to be chartered just for me and a select group of friends, because I don't like eating with people I don't know, or having my vacation planned down to the finest detail. I don't do well with that. That's what I do for a living. That's just not my
Yeah, well, I think the one that Rogue Disney's referring to is the lawsuit against the cruise line because the 3-year-old was
that one.
was treated poorly by an adult in an unacceptable way.
Ugh.
Yeah, pretty gross stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's some protections that if they're American citizens, there's more diligence done. If they're not, the rules tend to be kind of lax.
Well, they're from Vermont, so.
Oh, okay. Well,
the
God,
family
that makes it worse.
Yeah, the family's from Vermont. But I don't know that they identified what actually happened. Apparently, it was done not by an adult, I guess, as was initially reported. It was done by another young person, not saying the age.
Oh.
Yeah, in the daycare center.
And no one reported that. Oh man. Yeah. I don't like it when I hear stuff like that happen. It's just hello, Apollonie's Minion says hello all. Well, hello to you with that happy little doggo AVI that we got going on. Let's see. I see Gary Banjo Sandwich Burlington. Hello, Sleepy UK here to say hi to my peeps. It is quite late where you are. My goodness, but thank you so much for popping in. So I think I've seen everybody. Said hi to
All right.
everybody. Say what's going on. So let's see here. Okay, let's see. Should we start with stuff at other theme parks that why don't we have here? Or an update on the trash can using Gator Trapper.
Which is funnier?
Not that it's necessarily funny, but it's just different. Here, I will show you guys this. I will show you guys this because I looked at this and I basically said, let me see, hold on. That is at Universal Studios Beijing.
Yep.
How come we don't have stuff like that?
Money, talent, creativity, Imagineers. Am I wrong?
I don't think it's that. With that, because we're not talking about Disney. Because if that was Disney, I would say yeah, but I wouldn't even expect something like this from
I'm sorry, I actually think Disney. My bad.
from Disney.
Well,
No,
no,
this is Universal in Universal Studios
In
Beijing. That just
Beijing,
opened.
yeah.
Sorry,
New
what
park.
is well, maybe safety regulations. That is badass. Is there an
Yeah.
actual person riding on it though?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
Probably more safety regulations than anything else. I'm guessing.
No, it doesn't. It actually, you can create these things, and they do. You've seen similar stuff in Broadway and stuff like that. This can be done. It's actually not all that difficult.
Didn't they
they
used to
just
do this at the Nemo show?
not
sorta?
it's kind of sort of, but not like this. No, and again, I mean, this is what we could have and not what we have. I mean, there's a lot of things we could have. I imagine if they like this show enough in Beijing, in 2 years it'll be in Florida, because they have a pop-up theater box that they've been planning to build as part of all the stuff they're working on. But this is an amazing how to tame your dragon moment right here, right? How to train your dragon.
This is
Yep.
freaking insane.
Yeah. With it, with essentially, it's no more sophisticated than like the Pete's Dragon is in the Electric Parade, although, slightly more maybe with the wings and everything. But
Yeah.
again, I mean, this is totally doable. I mean, and Disney actually has some patents for similar types of things. They just don't use it.
Why could that be?
There are lots of reasons. Same reason they elected not to build Galaxy's Edge where they had originally planned, and left that rear corner for Radiator Springs and a tiny little box that would have been built for the Up attraction, which is an innovative ride system that exists nowhere else in the world. But no, we don't get those things. We got the shopping mall that they call Galaxy's Edge.
God, I've rode Smuggler's Run. I've never walked off a ride so annoyed in my life. It was pretty much like, say, if you were riding on a school bus and someone just kind of like held up screens to the window. That's pretty much what it felt like.
That's very cool.
I was just not, but this just freaking blew my mind. So I'm like, I'm hoping that when they open up Epic Universe, that something like this is included. That would just be flipping amazing. And I think this park hasn't been open very long. They've just recently opened it, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I just figured I'd show you guys that, because that's a level of show that just has you like, holy crap.
That is so cool.
It's awesome. Hey, Larry, shopping mall, more like yard sale. I called it a strip mall. I called it a strip mall. It would be a yard sale if the prices were much lower. Then I'd agree with you on the yard sale thing. But it's just kind of like people are just there because they have just nothing to do, or they're just waiting, or they're just passing through on the way to get to Toy Story Land. So, folks, we have 28 people in here watching. Thank you so very much. This is a Welcome to Florida live stream. And, folks, do you remember the video we showed? I think it was last week. The guy who used this trash can to catch the gator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I remember that was one of my favorite stories.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were like, he's probably done this before. Well, yes and no. It turns out that this guy actually moved from Philadelphia with his wife and kids to Orlando, and he's a trash guy. Like literally, he was working as a garbage man in Philly.
That's amazing. I love this dude. Smart guy.
Yeah, because we're just like he just really knows how to use the trash can.
Yes, he does.
And I'm like, holy crap! But yeah, so that's him. So apparently he put up a GoFundMe asking for money and offering his unique trapping services to anyone in need. So he calls himself the Philly Gator.
Good for him.
He should, because that video was an absolute
epic.
it was. It absolutely was.
Reduce, reuse, regator.
Long as the gator's small enough, right? Hey, E. Clay Thomas said this guy needs a TV show. That would actually be pretty good. So he knows a way around the cans. Good for him. Yeah. Guess it's the easiest way to catch a gator without getting bit, right? It is Mr. Dragon if you know what you're doing. And the gator isn't too big. But I think with this guy, who knows what? First of all, one, he's from Philly. So I'm pretty sure he's seen much more dangerous things than gators. But who knows? He's probably had to deal with like dogs and, and other things like that. But apparently, not only did he scoop up an alligator, but apparently snakes in his yard too. Being a gator adventures. Yeah, so apparently he's getting snakes and everything. Oh, you heard he's a military vet? Oh, well, this is really starting to line up.
This guy's awesome, man.
He's absolutely freaking awesome. First bin chickens, now gators. Yeah, straight up
a machine,
hero.
man.
This guy is awesome. This guy is awesome. So let's see, how's his trying to see if I can get to okay. That's just a screenshot. Yep. So actually Orange County of all people was tweeting, alligators are not recyclable, and please call, Florida Wildlife, Commission if you run into a gator. But yeah, former bus driver recently relocated to Orange County with his wife and small kids from Philadelphia during the pandemic for a more suburban life. Can I just tell you, this whole thing of a whole bunch of people leaving PA and coming here, I can't tell you how many out-of-state license plates I've seen around my neighborhood. And then within like maybe about a month or so, then they've got Florida plates on them. So kudos to this guy.
Yeah, well, and I mean, it really, you should be calling the wildlife folks, but this guy seems to be pretty good at doing what he does. So there you go. He does need a reality show. The question is what he doing? Is what he's doing? Could somebody try to classify it as molesting an alligator?
I don't think so. He was taking up the property.
Not in the sense the sense of that word that is used negatively, but actually bothering an alligator.
I don't think he's bothering the gator. He removed it from the premises. He used a container that was large enough for its size. It had enough air and movement. I think he handled it right. I don't think.
I don't know.
You can still call them after it's in the bin.
That's true.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's not like the gator was out there minding its own business in its natural habitat.
That's true.
So in that case, yes, it is, disturbing the gator. If you got a couple stupid drunk friends who are like, yeah, let's go out there and go get ourselves a gator. Completely different if they roll up to your property.
He was providing some gator aid for the community.
Gator aid.
For the community. Yes.
I would have called Fish and Wildlife, but for whatever reason, this guy, like I said, he looked like he knew what he was doing. But don't do it for stunts. I don't think I would have recorded that. No, number one, but he did, and it could have gone south very badly, very quickly. But things were okay. So folks, just remember, call Florida, call Fish and Wildlife.
There you go.
Call Fish and Wildlife. Larry says it's Powerade. Hey, released him at Kraken. So yes, do not molest the gator. Gator shows up, just call Fish and Wildlife. Just wait. They got folks there to handle, folks to do that. So lining up with our chicks with mugshots. I like her lashes though. It's actually pretty cool. Designated driver charged with DUI in Delray Beach.
For what? Was she DUI? Oh God, why am I terrified of what she was? Well, that's the prettiest one we've ever had.
Yeah, I know.
Is she single?
I don't know.
Because I have some neighbors that own some nice cars, and she wants to take them. She can go after them.
I was just gonna say this punk has eye makeup on point though. That's what I was saying is take girl.
Because usually you get the ones that look like they just swam through the village fountain, and that's.
CJ, I don't know. We're gonna go with what she identifies with. So
she identifies with a nose piercing. I can see that.
Oh yeah, I see
and
that.
She's really well put together for somebody that's in jail.
I'm telling you, I'm like, I mean, she obviously must have been out clubbing because she got, she got the lashes on, and all of that. But supposedly, this self-proclaimed designated driver was charged with DUI on Monday, and later provided breath samples of 0.140 and 0.137. The legal limit in Florida is 0.08. So she was beyond trashed.
And she was the designated driver.
And the designated driver.
Oopsie.
Oh yeah, this gets better. So anyway, apparently she was in Hollywood saying she consumed one margarita. So according to the police report, Khan advised this was her, advised that she was the designated driver and just dropped her friend off in Boca Raton and was headed home. Khan stated she dropped her phone while making a U-turn at Atlantic Avenue, which indicates she passed her home. Lovely. Khan was over talkative and had some difficulty balancing. Her eyes were droopy and there was an odor of an unknown alcoholic beverage coming from her breath. And based on the circumstances, I requested that Khan submit to the roadside standardized field sobriety task to dispel my suspicion that she may be impaired. Well, apparently, she struck the curb when she tried to make a U-turn, so she dropped her phone. How can you be the designated driver and you're drunk off your ass? Maybe she didn't understand that designated driver means you don't drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or when she was so drunk, she forgot she was a designated driver. Yeah, way more. Snorter Pooper says 1 margarita in a 5-gallon bucket.
Whew. She was, dude, that's a lot of drunk. I mean, that's not like medium
Ooh.
drunk. That's a whole lot of
No,
drunk.
that's piss drunk.
Yeah. And this is just 3 days ago. This girl, wow. Dang.
Yeah.
Delray Beach. Too bad we're not playing bingo.
Yeah, I know. I think this is this would be Dade County, I think. I think it'll be Dade County.
Yep.
I think it'll be Dade. I can't wait till we play Florida bingo again. We're gonna have some we're gonna have some giveaways for that one.
There you go.
Let's see. Defendant allegedly caught doing drugs during virtual court hearing. Yeah. So apparently, Tampa. I think it's Hillsborough County, right? I think it's Hillsborough. Yeah.
Anything to declare? No.
Nope.
Nothing
No.
at all.
So apparently this dude had a plea deal on the table, right? So he's waiting for court and he's on Zoom, but dude decided he was going to shoot up. And it was caught. Yeah, I thought so. Hillsborough. Yeah, Hillsborough County. Okay, cool. That's what I thought it was. Yeah. So the judge didn't see the drug use, but the prosecutor said that they made a recording. So here was a recording where they showed dude actually shooting up. So the judge was like, last time you were in court, you were shooting up drugs on my Zoom. So the perp says, sir, I meant no disrespect by that. Judge says, I'm usually pretty relaxed on certain things, but shoot up on my Zoom, that's different. So basically, in a nutshell, dude lost his plea deal.
Oh, I bet he did. That's messed up, man.
Oh, my God.
Man. Anything to declare? Yes, Your Honor. This is the best cocaine ever. Oh, man. Yeah, that is a special kind of dumb. I mean, if you got a plea deal on the table, why are you gonna do something to mess it up? Just yeah, you're gonna lose the case. Might as well get one last high. Yeah, that was not smart. So if you think that was not smart, Florida man hops on scooter to chase after stolen Lambo.
I'd do it.
Wow. Okay, did he catch it?
Let's see. He caught something. So, okay, apparently, Miami Beach. Okay, that's the second one for Dade County this week. 14-year-old boy tried to steal a $200,000 Lamborghini. The luxury SUV's owner hopped on a scooter to chase after the culprit who'd stolen his prized possession. Chris Sanders told WSVN he was at his home in Miami Beach Tuesday night when he heard the sound of his Lamborghini Urus engine roaring. I'm not familiar with the Lambos. It's just a straight hustle. Police going everywhere. I'm in my home. I hear this thing start up. I look out the window and I see somebody driving away. I got on the scooter and went after the guy. So he didn't catch up with him. Apparently, the kid who stole it abandoned the vehicle on the block, a couple blocks in, and took off. So that was pretty much it. They caught up with the kid. The kid says, I stole a Lamborghini just now. I don't have a license and I can't drive. So, yeah, he did. Yeah, he caught up to the kid. He's talking to him. And he's like, I don't know how crazy he was. I don't know what he should do. So the guy in the scooter, he kind of, talked him into turning himself in and all that. So moral of the story is don't steal a Lambo. Not good.
No.
This is the scooter belonged to the 14-year-old carjacker. Did it? He got on the scooter. Okay. It didn't seem like it was a kid's scooter. I thought it was his scooter. He had a scooter because he can't afford the gas to keep the Lambo tanked up. I don't know how much gas those take, but with that performance engine, it was just crazy. Needed a laugh. This was a good LOL wheeze.
Well, and that's that's an Urus, right? So that's a really expensive vehicle. I mean, God, that kid. Yeah, you know what? I'd have been scared too. Somebody's wild enough to be chasing me on a scooter.
That's not that weird. I actually can share a story. When I was still doing messaging back in the day, I was parked at a Bay and Queen. It's one of the busiest intersections because it's near the courthouse and the Family Cease, not the Eden Center. Undercover cops are chasing this guy across the street. He robbed one of the stores, right? Took all the money out of the register in the mall and was jetting across the street. I chased the guy not only on my bike through the intersection, through a hotel, almost got him, ripped the door off one of the hotel doors, like, the entrance doors, because I was chasing him so fast, jumped back on my bike, chased him through traffic till cops pulled him over the next block over. Sometimes you just do stuff for the hell of it. They actually caught him the whole time. He tried to jump into a cab, tell the driver to go fast because he was claiming racism while holding $50 bills and stolen credit cards in his hands.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. Yeah, I don't think it's regular unleaded. It's probably, like my relatives would call it high test gasoline. Yeah, Shellback said just I said high test fuel.
Okay.
People are like, what's a high test? I'm like, super unleaded. So we don't say super unleaded. We say high test gasoline. Black Superwoman, that car isn't worth as much as he paid for it now. It appreciated that much? Well, I guess that would work. It always does wind up losing that value once you drive it off the lot. So folks, we got 27 people in here watching. Thank you so very much. This is a Welcome to Florida live stream, and we are talking haunted Saint Augustine. Now, some of these places I've been, like I always say on the stream, like my family has been in St. Augustine since 1565. So it's a city, it's not a modern city. I don't even want to call it a city. It's basically a town. And modern times have had to fit this town instead of the other
The way around, yeah.
around, exactly, with like all the small streets and everything. The most modern touches that you can see is actually on the church, because the church, the cathedral has two new wings on the church and a clock tower. And the reason why it has a clock tower is because Henry Flagler, I think like in 1850, he wanted to know what time it was whenever he was in town without having to look into his pocket watch. So that's why it's got like a clock tower. But everything else, it looks like basically you're living in like the 1800s when you're walking, you're walking through St. Augustine. Yep, very unique place, and that's pretty much what St. Augustine is like, and it's approaching. I want to say, was it 450?
It's 450 years old.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. It's really
getting close to 500. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting really, really close. So I've been to a couple of these places. So the first one, and this is probably the most famous because this was actually on Ghost Hunters, where they're talking about the Saint Augustine Lighthouse. Now, there was an original lighthouse that was built by the Spanish. Of course, it was demolished. So they have this nice newer one that was there. And apparently during the construction in 1873, 5 kids were playing in a rail car, and the brakes on the rail car failed, and unfortunately the kids drowned in the ocean. So I'll say rumor is that occasionally you can see like the ghosts of the kids that are there and that are around. So this is like number one from what I hear. When people want to go like ghost hunting, they'll go to the St. Augustine Lighthouse. So I haven't been to this one, but a lot of people tell me. A lot of people tell me they check it out. Yes, I've seen that Ghost Hunters episode. So yeah, that's the lighthouse right there. Larry, St. Augustine, a tourist trap. Larry, it is not. It is not. It's been commercialized, but it's not a tourist trap. Way too historical. Some places have made it a tourist trap because of some of the little shops and everything that are there, but nah, it's not. It's actually very educational to go. Very beautiful to see. Victorian kids took risks. Oh yeah, yeah. Ghosts with ghosts with teen angst. Yeah, it's a beautiful view. It's very pretty out there because I think it's near the Matanzas Inlet. I think it's near the Matanzas Inlet, so it's gorgeous to see there. Darwin was a way of life back then. Oh yeah, yeah. So the Segui Kirby Smith house. This is on 12 of Villa Street. Now I have been in this particular house. This house actually houses the Saint Augustine Historical Society. So usually if I'm looking up records and things for my family, I will go to the Saint Augustine Historical Society to go check it out. I hadn't heard that this particular place was haunted. It is an old house. It's got, like the Spanish courtyard and all of that, but had never heard of it being haunted.
A poltergeist, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, so this is a noisy one. So I had never heard anything like that. Maybe because they didn't want to scare people away, supposedly, but nah. Just went there to go look through all the books and all the records that they have there. They have records dating all the way back to the Spanish period. So literally when they bring them out, you can't like touch it with bare hands. You have to put like gloves on and stuff so you can see it.
Yeah, so you don't ruin the books. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because some of them are literally like falling apart and all of that. So yep. Let's see, the St. Francis Inn. Now I haven't been I've been by it, but supposedly the oldest inn, which dates to St. Augustine's second Spanish colonial period, a time where mere safety and protection of one's own property and family was of utmost importance. Yeah, and that was true because that was like that time where you had to transfer between Britain and Spain. So yeah, there was a lot of upheaval around that time. So for this house, supposedly reports of loud noises, lights and appliances turning on and off, personal items being scattered across the floor. So supposedly it's one that theirs is a like playful ghost. So not like, poltergeist, just ones that's kind of, doing stuff to irritate people and to get laughs. See, Don Pedro Hortunier House, 214 St. George Street, was built during the first Spanish period and the home to two generations of governors. My sixth great grandfather's house is actually one or two above this particular house on St. George Street. So apparently, first paranormal incident is that of Brigida Gomez in 1821. This is when Florida became a United States territory, American territory from the Spanish, who saw two translucent women while gardening. Two women looked suspiciously familiar to Brigida, who realized they'd resembled paintings she'd seen of previous owners. She carried a conversation with the women and bid them farewell by cutting them some yellow roses. And she awoke the following day to find the roses sitting on her doorstep. So supposedly, it's been reported, there's apparitions of these women milling around, around the garden. So let's see. Flagler
Flagler?
College. This is the
Wow.
big one.
Yeah.
I've heard, I've heard about the creepy stuff in going on with Flagler College. Yeah, Larry, they do. They do. So yeah, so several entities are said to haunt the halls of the former Ponce de Leon Hotel. Henry Flagler's ghost is to be expected. The most common manifest as a no-nonsense paternal figure that students feel keep an eye on them. Now, I heard a lot about that because when one time I thought I was going to go to Flagler College, and one of the first things that you find out about is how haunted Flagler College is.
Yep. Yeah. There's words about it. Yep. It's interesting though, and there's several of I mean, there's several of them. It's not just, it's not just maybe the 2 or 3 that you're going to hear about, but there's a lot more in this place. It's really bizarre. It's like they all like hang out. It's crazy.
It's nuts. Do they at least cook and clean? I don't know. Studying in Brave Megatron, they probably don't. Yeah, awesome one. It is gorgeous. Henry Flagler had some gorgeous buildings built. And I want to say whoever built the expansions onto the Saint Augustine Cathedral, they did it in such a way that you can't tell that the main building was like built in like I think like the late 1600s. It looks like the front of like any kind of mission cathedral that you would see. And the other pieces around it just looks seamless. It looks absolutely seamless. You would need to go around the sides to see where the modern parts were. But he had some gorgeous architecture. Absolutely. Let's see. And then, let's see. A mustachioed man of the 20th century garb can be seen floating around the rotunda. Other specters include Henry's second wife, Ida Alicia, and a woman in black believed to have been Henry Flagler's mistress. Man, it's a lot of ghosts up in there. His mistress, LOL. Oh, so they're feminist ghosts. Gotcha. Yeah, this one, with Flagler College, there just seems to be a cast of reported ghosts running around. Hey, Mrs. Dadman Walking. The Ghost Hunters episode is full of falsehoods. The National Park Ranger said the segment on Castillo San Marcos was full of mistruths. Hard to take anything they do seriously. I've never sat down and watched an episode of Ghost Hunters, so I think I'm going to sit down and watch that and see what they say. Because if it's one thing I don't like is when they aren't really truthful about certain parts of the history, but I'm going to have to check that one out. The Islington girl says, I used to live in a house that was haunted. I'm okay if they're calm and happy. Still unsettling though. Yeah, I can't. If you're gonna be a ghost in my house, don't cause problems. Be like the ones from Beetlejuice. They were kind of chill. They were sad that they were dead, but they were pretty chill for the most part. Let's see. My house is haunted. Likes to move stuff when nobody's in rooms. And the Islington girl, they manifested more to my sister and I as kids, not so much near the parents. I think there's something to that. That's interesting. Although I've heard stories where it's just like they'll appear to the kids because kids are more able to suspend reality than adults. Hey, Aiken. Hey, Aiken, how you doing? Let's see. So, Scarlett O'Hara's. So I've seen this bar. I haven't been in, but I have seen it there in St. Augustine. So one of the so there was 2 houses. So now it's a bar and restaurant. So I've been there, been around there. One of the houses was built in 1879 by Mr. Coley for his then beloved fiance. His heart was broken when she called off their engagement after falling in love with a soldier stationed at the fort. Mr. Coley recovered from his devastation and found another woman to share his home with. Shortly after his wedding, however, he was found drowned in the bathtub.
Oh boy.
His death was initially believed to be a suicide, though rumors at the time placed the blame on his cold-footed and cold-hearted ex and her brawny husband. Mr. Coley can now be found mostly in the men's restroom on the second floor. He's made a habit of brushing people's shoulders and breathing down their necks. Wow. Another monster.
That sounds like Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's see. Okay, this one, Tolemato Cemetery. Now, this is a historical cemetery that my sixth great grandfather is actually buried in. And I have not had a chance to visit because it seems every time I've tried to visit, either it's been closed or the staff took off. So I'm planning to actually go next month. They're only open every third Saturday.
Oh wow.
It's actually it's been a multicultural cemetery for centuries. Actually, people don't really know that. So this was a Catholic cemetery. So you had to be Catholic in order to be buried here. So supposedly these locations are so haunted, so teeming with specters re-dying to escape, that many visitors report paranormal experiences as well beyond the bounds of the cemetery itself. I've walked past this cemetery in the dark. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything at all, but it's so creepy because it's so old. It's older than any cemetery that I've ever seen. If you're used to seeing, the modern big huge headstones, or even like the Victorian headstones, these are even older. So it kind of has this like really, it just has this really creepy vibe to it. When you go there, and because it's so old, they can't let people just kind of walk in like they used to, because some of the headstones are just so damaged. But anyway, let's see. The ghosts of Father Varela and Bishop Varro are said to haunt the grounds of Tolemato Cemetery. This is to be expected, as the Tolemato Cemetery was built for Catholics and is the oldest planned cemetery in Florida. Reportedly, not only is my sixth great grandfather buried there, but two of his mulatto sons who died the same day. They don't know if it was due to yellow fever or some kind of epidemic that broke out, but apparently the two sons are buried there as well. So supposedly men in priestly garb can be seen floating near the chapel, perhaps bemoaning their disturbance of their once eternal slumber. So who wants to go? Who wants to go, son? Cemeteries usually ain't bad after dark unless it's Southern Victorian looking goth ones. Yet this one just looks, all I can say is it doesn't look like any cemetery that I've ever seen. It's very close to, if you've ever been to New England, it's kind of like that. Like I've been to New England where you go to where the burials start from, like, say, like 1620, 1630, and there's some more customized looking headstones with, like, the wings and other kinds of carvings and stuff that's on it. It's very very weird and very different and very ancient. Hey, Aiken, thank you so very much for $7.99. I appreciate that. Thanks for being a channel member, my dear. I was raised to believe in demons. Ghosts were demons messing with us. the supernatural ghostly movies still creep me out enough to avoid them. I must be weird because I don't like gory, scary movies that much, especially nowadays. They seem to overdo it and they take out the suspense of the horror story. Like I'm more of like a Edgar Allan Poe kind of person. I kind of like that kind of the kind of thrillers. But yeah, my grandparents believed in like spirits around. I believe in this, the same thing. Not something to be not to be messed with. My my grandmother was like, no, we're not walking by a cemetery. Hey, CWD Trixie, been a long while, but I've seen some of the haunted places around Savannah, Georgia. Yes, I've been to Savannah. I've been to Savannah. Yeah. But these graves are even older.
Man, that
So
is it. I'm sorry, the iconography and everything there, that is kind of spooky. I mean, it gives you that spooky vibe just looking at it, to be honest with you.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been by the cemetery too.
Uh,
The Huguenot
yeah.
Cemetery. Hey, Zivius, how you doing? Says, what up,
Hey,
Lorena? Good to see y'all. Hola, Culture, and Steve.
hola,
It's
Zevius. Sorry for all your struggles up in the Great White North, my friend.
yeah, man. Ugh, hang in there, dude. It's just crazy. Just crazy. But yeah, this is a Huguenot cemetery. So if you were Protestant, this is where you were buried at. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, but usually every time that yellow fever season would happen, aka malaria, and that was usually when the weather got really hot, like around from like say June all the way. It would just start to be tapering off about now. You had a lot of people dying, so they had to find some place to bury them. So if you were not Catholic, they buried you here. So apparently, there's a popular judge, John B. Stickney, and I think I've seen his name in a couple of documents. So he succumbed to yellow fever, which that was like I said, that was like a seasonal epidemic of yellow fever. So they exhumed his body so they could rebury him at their house. People were buried at their houses in some places. So apparently, they took the gold teeth away out of the body, and apparently they had been stolen from his gravesite. So the figure of a man can sometimes be seen looking for something. So I guess the judge is looking for whoever it is that stole his gold teeth. Because in the 1800s, gold was worth quite a bit.
Yeah.
Dental advances were not not how they are now,
No.
you know. So if they knew you had gold dentures, trust me, grave robbers were going in there to, take it away, take all that stuff away from the body. That's why some of them didn't want to be buried in a public cemetery. They were like buried in the back of their house. So yeah. And then of course, here comes the other one. This is the big one, of course, the Castillo de San Marcos, which is the Spanish fort. So during the British period in Florida between 1763 to 1781, I believe. Then it was called Fort St. Mark, but this was basically Fort Castillo de San Marcos. So the fort is not open to the public at night, which it's not. However, there's a river runs next to the in front of the fort called the Matanzas River. Matanzas, which is Spanish for massacre. And basically, Pedro Menendez de Aviles of Spain was ordered to kill all the Protestants he found in the New World. So some Huguenots who were supposed to be going to Fort Caroline, which is where I want to say near where Beaufort, South Carolina is now, Paris Island. Apparently, they didn't make it there and they got shipwrecked near Saint Augustine. So Pedro Menendez basically slaughtered all except for a small fraction of them. So that's why it's called Matanzas. And supposedly it's haunted.
Dang.
Sometimes haunted by the floating disembodied head of Chief Osceola.
Whoa.
Because Osceola died at the Castillo San Marcos. They kept him there as a prisoner.
Oh man. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you go
That's
in there,
cool.
there's even still some etchings of when some of the Seminole Indians were held as prisoners in the Castillo. So the Castillo is really creepy. It's really old. It's been there since I think 1630 or so.
Wow.
Built with Spanish labor, convict labor, slave labor, and it's like history frozen. That's why Larry, I say it's not a tourist trap, because you go there, it's like going back in time. And you can even see, etchings into the wall. You can even see where there's cannon strikes and bullet hits on the Castillo, because it's made from a special kind of stone, which is coquina. So basically, you could shoot a bullet into the fort, nothing would happen. It's like the stone would absorb it,
Well, and I know it took cannon fire as well, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
So,
it did.
Yeah, man.
It did. It took cannon fire. It was, I think, at one time when the British had assaulted Saint Augustine, all of the citizens went into the Castillo. They even brought like their animals, all of that. My ancestors were involved in that.
Wow.
They were waiting for reinforcements from Cuba. And the only reason that the British stopped fighting was because the British ran out of ammo. And I think the next day, reinforcements from
That's
Cuba
amazing.
showed up.
Amazing.
And they wonder why we were like trying to, trade with the British and do other stuff. Nobody cared about St. Augustine unless the treasure fleet got jacked. Nobody freaking cared. The last one here, which is one of the most fun things to do. I did click this over here. I'll show you guys this actually in a minute. I'm going to flip back here. Where did we go? Why did I lose that? Okay. The old jail. This is one of my favorite things to do, because yes, there is like an old jail that they had built there. Actually had that built around the time of Henry Flagler. And if you think prisons today or something else, you go to this to see how bad it was back in time then with that particular old jail. So it is on the Florida and National Register of Haunted Places. Okay. It's actually pink. I kid you not. It is a pink jail. It looks beautiful from the outside, but a lot of crazy things went down. So the same company that later built Alcatraz designed the cells and maximum security areas of the old jail. And with the old jail, they didn't quite do the hangings right.
That doesn't sound good.
No, they
strangled people.
They did totally strangled people.
Yeesh.
Yep. 8 executions that took place on the gallows. So because of the sheer number of people who died in that jail, that's rumored to be very, very, very haunted. Hey, Dad Man, walk in. Good to see you. The Castillo is definitely worth a visit if you're in the area. The stone gives the unique look for a fort. Absolutely. You go in there, you can see like the cannons, some of the cannons that have been preserved. That's there. You can see the different quarters where the soldiers stayed at. There's like a whole huge patch of green inside the Castillo. There's a moat you have to go over to get there. And from all the way up top, you can see like the Matanzas River and all of that. Oh, the other thing that you can see is, I believe, if you look like to the north, you can see Fort Mose, which was the first Black settlement in the Americas. The Spanish put that aside. So for defense, usually they were the first ones. If they saw something was going on, they had fires that they would light to let the Spanish know back at the fort if anyone is invading. And there was actually a trail that went from there directly to the Castillo. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, Flagler got around. Flagler had a ton of money, and he got around. Yeah. Them, have you seen the missing treasure fleet? Me, no, but did you see our new lighthouse and buildings? Nowadays, people pay to get Yeah, if it didn't work as intended, they just let you hang there for minutes. Not pretty. What was it? They let you hang there until the sun went down? Yeah, you notice kind of like in the movies now, they it seems like, oh, they just hang you and you're just there for a couple of seconds and then you're dead. No. Nah, sometimes that didn't turn out too well. But what I was going to suggest, and this was here and then it went away. Okay. So I don't do advertisements very often, but trust me, this is actually worth it because I love going to Saint Augustine because there's a lot of history there, especially with respect to American history, because you're in an area where they were not part of the United States for quite a bit, but they were still fighting within the interests of the United States. So this is like the Old Town trolley tours. So this is one of the things that I tell people to do to get away from the theme parks, just to go to St. Augustine. You hop on this little trolley and it goes around to all the historical places in St. Augustine. They tell you like all about the history of the city. You can jump off, go get stuff, jump back on, which is fun to do if you want to like hit a bunch of the wine stores or like the cigar shops and things like that. And at Christmas time, they actually have St. Augustine all lit up in lights and everything. The Night of Lights, and Dad Man Walking and probably Snortopoopus know about this too. The whole city is lit up and like the trolley's lit up too. And you just go like around. It's really gorgeous for Christmas. Absolutely gorgeous for Christmas. But we were talking about ghost haunting. So yeah, that's the reported. Oh, there's one that wasn't on there that I'd heard about. And that's the Spanish military hospital.
Oh, wow. I bet you that's crazy haunted.
That's nuts. I managed to walk by and the docent there was telling me, yeah, we don't let kid visitors come in to this particular attraction.
Ooh.
I'm like, is it that bad? And they say, yeah, we basically go over all of like the techniques that they use.
Oh my.
Because people get, shot, gut shot, all kinds of crazy wounds that they'd get from, everything. So they go in detail pretty much what they would do to render medical. Yeah.
Yeah, rudimentary care at best, without pain relief in many cases. So.
No, unless you get them drunk.
Yeah, that's not really pain relief. But yeah.
No, it's not. It's not.
And if you have a belly wound, the last thing you want to do is put any kind of liquid into the system because it will create sepsis almost immediately.
It's not good. And this was the point where, if you got shot by a cannon and, your leg was hanging off, guess what? They were sawing it off.
Yeah, that leg's coming off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Wasn't ether a thing back then?
Well, I
I
guess
don't think in
dating
the 17, I think it was more towards the 1800s, right?
dating. Well, I don't know because dating back to the 17th century, I think they utilized some form of vapor. I don't know if they were using ether then. I know that they used ether through the mid 1900s.
Yeah, that I did know.
Yeah, but I don't recall. I can't speak clearly on that because I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't either. I just remember my history teacher basically telling me that before they sawed your limbs off, they were trying to get you drunk. Then trying to do that. And then ether started, I think they started to use ether more during the Civil War. They were starting to experiment with that. But they were still sawing limbs off. Yeah, Soul Assassin, back in the day, the medical treatment was more deadly than the injury. Oh, yeah. I read a diary. Actually, I read a diary from a Spanish doctor at the military hospital where during the Patriot War, which is very good reading if you check this out. A lot of people know about the War of 1812, right? So you guys know about the War of 1812.
Yes.
But in
Not
Florida,
really.
it was what?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
I'm not very fluent in it now.
Okay. No, but pretty much the War of 1812 is known. But what people don't know is that there was a clandestine illegal incursion into Spanish Florida by Georgian farmers and military and army dragoons into Florida. And it was known as the Patriot War. And it was covered up. It's all in the East Florida papers. Their objective was to force Spain to give up Florida. And if you've ever seen John Adams, the HBO special,
Yeah.
the last episode, I think, oh gosh, Alexander Hamilton is basically saying, yeah, we need to go into Florida. And John Adams was like, you would start war with Spain to go into Florida. So they mention it. They mention it there, but it didn't happen until Madison was in office, and it was very clandestine until they couldn't ignore it anymore. But yeah, that is actually what happened. And in the military records, they were in there, the Georgian farmers were like shooting people. It was crazy. There was like no law whatsoever. And one of the soldiers was like gut shot, and it took him like 5 days to die.
Oh, that's awful.
It took him like 5 days to die. Morphine was around, but it wasn't readily available. They didn't wait for it to kick in, though. You know what, guys? I'm going to have to actually go to I'm actually going to go in the Spanish military hospital in Saint Augustine and find the stuff out, because it's really cool stuff. Really cool stuff to learn, and a lot of people don't know that. Really don't know that about Florida. So
Well, Florida's got some amazing stuff. I mean, there's attractions all over the state. Everybody only knows about the theme parks, which obviously we talk about quite a bit, but there's some really cool stuff there. I really encourage people, if you can make it to St. Augustine, to check it out. It's more than a little bit quaint. I mean, there is some cool historical stuff there. It's like going to Gettysburg or someplace like that. It's a whole other type of American history because it's other countries' history as well. It's very cool.
yeah, absolutely.
And I'm pumped because of the the opportunities to see the haunted the haunted stuff. But Lorena's right. I mean, there are places that you can go where the lights are a spectacle, and St. Augustine's got some cool stuff for the holidays. So dude, yeah, they're like I said, I love Florida. And every bit of Florida is completely different than the other bit of Florida, except that they're all Floridians, which makes them crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the weather.
That's quite possible.
Oh,
That's quite
wow.
possible. Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, folks, as always,
Ooh.
time literally flies. Hanging out with you, amazing people.
Yeah.
It's always fun sharing cool stuff about this crazy state. So before we roll out, let's see. I'm gonna share this from Only in Dade, and I hope I don't get claimed for this. But apparently, you can't even go to a movie theater in Dade County. Apparently, she's trying to watch the movie and people are talking too much.
Whoa, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yo, what the fuck? Hey, shut the fuck up, yo! Hey, shut the fuck up! What the fuck, bro? Shut up!
Holy crap. And this is from Only in Dade County.
Wow.
Folks, be quiet when you're when you're however, eventually they got escorted out because she just started. All right, I want a refund.
I'm getting my money's worth.
I'm sorry, you want a refund? Nah. You don't get a refund when you throw the first punch. It's just nah, you don't. This is better than the actual movie.
Yeah, probably true.
You see, if that happened in Birds of Prey, they would have made a lot more money.
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh,
if Birds of
gosh,
Prey would have been a
yeah.
good movie, they'd have made a lot more money.
Okay, folks. Again, thank you so much for joining us. But before we go out, let's go around culture. Do you have anything coming up you'd like to let the folks
Yeah.
know about?
Nah, just a week full of the 6-minute dailies. I'm getting ready to launch again for the second time an actual news channel that will be just news, not entertainment news, actual news. So that'll be fun. I don't know when exactly that'll be, but hopefully by the end of the month. Other than that, like I said, just the 6-minute dailies in the morning, and that's it. That's my 20 seconds of check out my channel.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Culture 6-minute dailies, dude. I don't know how you do it, but
I try to do good.
you do
Sometimes
it.
I do.
Absolutely killing it. You're gaming too, right?
Yeah, that's on Twitch. And that's for me, but I do have some people that are over there and a few subscribers, so that's kind of fun.
Okay.
So you can catch me on Twitch 3 times a week, Saturday, I guess. I don't know. I have a schedule posted up there. You can check it out. I don't remember. I don't know where I am at. Every day of the week is insane. You know how that is, Lorraine.
Yes, I do. I do. I have a schedule. People are like, "Oh, you're so organized." I'm like, "No, you don't understand. I need to schedule so I know where the heck I'm supposed to be."
Yeah, where am I supposed to be? Oh crap! I'm supposed to be in my office right now.
I know. I'm like, who am I supposed to be on somebody's street? No, got a meeting.
Is that?
Yeah.
I got a Zoom meeting. That's what I
Yeah.
got. I got to go to the Zoom.
I got a meeting, or I'm like on a live stream and my Teams is like blowing up. I'm like, oh man. So Fat Steven, what you got going on? Tell folks.
Tomorrow we return back with Babylon 5. Tuesday is supposed to be the birthday stream, but we'll see how it plays out. Other than that, mostly gaming, co-op, and other things in the future. That's pretty much it. Working on a new show. Can't talk too much about it, but it's going to be something like Babylon 5, but in a different format.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, folks, let's see. What do I have going on? Let's see. Hang on. I have to pull up my my schedule that CJ makes for me every week. So thank you so very much. Reina's going to go to a Zoom meeting expecting a lunch talk. So anyway, yes. So tomorrow at 8 p.m. over on Midnight Edge is, of course, Toxic Femininity, where you can catch me along with Nina Infinity and with Mandy Summers. So that is Monday at 8 p.m. Tuesday at 6 p.m. special time, not 5 p.m., 6 p.m. for the after school special show. Yellow Flash is going to be mine and Fat Steven Seagal's guest. So please do check that out. I'm excited to have Yellowcast on my channel. I've watched so much of his videos. He's something else. So I'm really glad to have him on Tuesday. Of course, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Babe the Menace over on Mary Mayhem's channel. So go hang out with us over there. It'll be Mary Mayhem, myself, Erisa Chaos, OG Star Wars, and Mandy Summers. For some people who are asking, the Dark Council is on hiatus at the moment. They should be back in a couple of weeks. So as soon as they come back, I will let you guys know. Pay attention to like Twitter or whatever to drop when they're going to be back. Let's see, Thursday I'm actually going to be off. Thursday I'm actually going to be off, which is kind of cool. Of course, Friday is the Lunch Table Show, and Mike Barron of Florida Man, he will be on the Lunch Table Show this week promoting his new graphic novel, The Thin Blue Line. So that's going to be really, really cool to for you guys to check out. So hopefully you will join us. And that's it. Wow, I think my outro is longer than Culture's now.
I guess.
I didn't think that would happen.
Yeah, well, hey, I mean, well, here's the thing. I'm like, okay, so am I going to promote the 9 live streams that I have on my channel? You know, I can't do that to you. What do you, it's just, but yeah, look, you and I are busy humans, and you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way.
No. It's just too much fun. I love that you guys are here. Love hanging out with you guys. It's just so much fun. Oh, thank you. Okay, folks. All right. So with that said, guys, have an amazing night, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.